This is my Chunkman account. With a mere chunk in his possession and a dream in his heart, he began his quest to conquer the vast expanse of old school RuneScape's landmass. He started his journey from humble beginnings in Lumbridge, but with an arsenal of custom tasks, he has faced and overcome countless challenges. His journey has taken him through the trials of total level grinding, epic quests, mysterious clues, and perilous encounters with fearsome bosses, all in order to unlock new chunks of land. Now halfway through the journey, the road ahead may be paved with even greater challenges, but with each obstacle overcome, he moves closer to his goal. So welcome to the second half of Chunkman DDK. Last episode we added 6 chunks to our total by completing the waterfall quest, killing Scurious for all 4 tasks, so starting at 1 KC and ending at 250 KC, and we also did all of Scurious's combat achievements to reach the next task for that as well. The chunks we unlocked were the Smoke Dungeon chunk, the northwestern part of the Bounty Hunter crater, some sand to the east of the Necropolis, a smidgen of land to the northeast of the Veldup Hills, and 2 connecting chunks leading up to the top of the Trollwise Mountain. We just completed the waterfall quest, and it is a prerequisite for a lot of other quests where we do have the quest start, but we do not have either some of the chunks we need to complete it or some of the other quests that are a prerequisite as well for those quests. So even though the waterfall quest is a very important one to get out of the way, we will have to do something else for now. There are 2 options that were added with the last update, and that's either the Defender of Varrock, which we are going to do right about now, and we also have the Barbarian training, which I'm probably going to put off a little while as we have to kill a lot of Mithril Dragons just for that. So we're going for Defender of Varrock, and for that we need to talk to Elias White here. Elias received a tip-off that there were some zombies over here, and they were forming ranks, which isn't a normal zombie behavior. So he thinks that Zemuregal, a Majorat, is behind this kind of behavior. And he also gave us a little history lesson about Zemuregal. Apparently, last time Zemuregal attacked the city of Varrock, the great hero Arav actually defeated him, not killed him, at a very big price as Arav perished himself. After the death of Arav, the last act of Zemuregal after being defeated by him was actually to take him with him. But for now, let's see if we can find out where those zombies are coming from. We find some footprints just outside of the inn, so let's follow the path until we find something of use. Well, there's a grubby key. And then a bit further on we can find a trap door. Good thing we found this key as it pretty much opens it and we can get in. And there he comes, Zemuregal. They talk of Lucian, and Lucian is the one we thwarted a plan from as well to get the Staff of Armadil. And apparently he's the cousin of Zemuregal, so he's also a Majorat. And there we get Arav back from the dead, so that doesn't spell anything good that the big hero is now a zombie under control of Zemuregal. Elias departed and went to the authorities in Varrock to make sure that they know of these plans, and he tasked us to look further into what is in here in these tunnels. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause the quest and I'm going to kill all of these armored zombies until we get the zombie axe. The zombie axe is a very good item, and we don't really have a very good crush item. After the quest, these caves can be a little overrun with players also looking for the axe or the hard clues or whatever. So as this is still within the quest, this is an instance so we can just kill all of the zombies we want. So I'm going to go back to Varrock, put on some melee gear, kill some of the zombies until we get that axe. It's just a shame that we do not have any spells that target multiple targets, but yeah, we'll have to do with just the melee setup. Oh my god, you can't be kidding me. We actually get the zombie champion scroll on this account as well, before we get the axe. Like, we're not even that many kills in. We're 93 kills in. How do we already get this zombie champion scroll? Okay, yeah, this is what it is. This is going to be some nice experience in Slayer and in hit points, but okay. Let's hope we don't go double the drop rate on the axe like on the main. Oh, finally we got it. Okay, I thought this was going to take a while longer, but we got it under the drop rate. 587. Let me pick up the item. We'll just have to repair it and also try to do the heart clue. But okay, this took a bit longer than I expected. The barraging method is way faster than just doing this one by one with a whip. But okay, broken zombie axe. Let's go to Varrock to actually make it into the zombie axe. And then we can continue the quest. We had to drop the heart clue, but from 1 in the 4 heart clues we got, we did get 1 casket. And I'm immediately going to open it as we have a chance to get a new item that would be beneficial for our range gear. So let's hope for some blessed d'hide. No, just some standard rune and runes. Okay, that's not a problem. And then onto the broken zombie axe. Let's use it on the anvil. We want to repair it. And there we go, 500 smithing experience and we have a zombie axe. A quite decent slash and crush weapon. It's a bit slow though, but I am going to use it after the quest. But let's first of all finish the quest before we do that. Zemurigal was mentioning that the mist that these guys give off when we kill them are actually integral for their defenses of this dungeon. So we've gone and filled a few bottles with that mist so we can actually mislead the defenses as though we were one of the zombies. So let's go through the first gate and we get a cutscene with Arav here. Apparently Zemurigal, as a punishment for Arav, he kept his mind intact but he took control over his body. He was mentioning that his heart was somewhere and that's the way he is controlling him. And then we get to a location where we can find the Murigal and the demon again. They are talking about attacking Varrock just this moment. So we need to go to Varrock to warn all of the people. So we are ready to face off against the zombies. Elias already told everything to Captain Roven of what he knew. And now with our extra information, we can fill in Captain Roven, so we are ready for the invasion. Our best bet to defend the city is the same thing like last time the city was under siege when Arav had his shield. And his shield was made by the Mkamdo dwarves. So we need to get to one to see what's the secret to unlocking its full potential. We only know a couple of Mkamdo dwarves. So we are going to go to Kamdozal. Ramarno does not know anything about the shield because it was made before his time. But he said that the Sacred Forge here will be able to help us. As it is a very ancient artifact, it can get us into something called the Dream Theater. But we need some fuel to put into it for it to work. There's the Baronite deposit. Now the second thing we need is a Chaos Core. That didn't take long, that's the Chaos Core already. Only 2 KC for that one. Let's use them on each other to make some imbued Baronite. And now let's see what the Dream Theater can show us. Well, that's interesting. We can see Arav within the Dream Theater because of the forge. And apparently Arav was not the person that actually used the shield. He gave the shield to the founder of Avaroka, so a descendant of Avaroka should be able to actually use the shield. So we'll have to find that person. It seems the zombies have already started to invade the city of Varok, so we will have to be fast. Let's try to get to the captain and see if he has a bit more knowledge about who the descendant of Avaroka is. Captain Roven said our best bet to find Avaroka's descendant is to go to Reldo in the library, and he also gave us the shield of Arav to then give to the person if we find them. Reldo mentions that the Council of Avaroka, so pretty much the higher ups of the city, the elite of the city, these are all of the people in this document here, and they sent Arav into the quest to defeat Zemuragal. If we look at the last name, so Remanes, Brissin, Reisper, and so on, these names are very unlikely to have changed over the years as they are an elite family. So if we look at the census of Varok here, we can check who is who. So these are all the citizens' names, and we should be able to get to a couple of people that are on this list of elders. For example, Remanes here is the king rolled. Let's talk to him first as he is the closest anyway. Not king rolled. Next up is the advisor to the king. Nope, also not him. Next up is Surprisen. Also not the correct person. Then we have Romeo. But apparently his great-grandfather was adopted into the family of the Gontamuse. The last descendant of that line was a woman, and she married into another family, the Fitzharmon family. We do know one person of that family, and that is the Mintes from the family Crest Quest. So let's ask him if he can try to touch the shield. Oh, that had an immediate response when he touched that shield. So the Mintes is the descendant of Avaroka. So now, if we bring him with that shield, we should be able to defend Varok. On he goes with the shield. And there go all of the zombies. With all of their army destroyed, Zemuragal and his demon have no other choice than to flee. And with that, the city of Varok is saved. And that's the end of the quest. We haven't been able to save Arav yet, but we have saved the city of Varok. And for that we get 2 quest points, the access to Zemuragal's base, but we pretty much got everything we wanted there with the zombie axe. And we also get 15,000 smithing and hunter experience. Does that give us a level? No, apparently not. We're still far away for both of these. Okay, quest complete. That means another task completed. And another task completed means that we can go back to our spreadsheet to complete it over there and pick another chunk after that. Before we actually complete this quest, the big expansion has finally happened. Part 1 of Varlamore has been released, and it brings a lot of content with it. So first of all, we have added some bosses. So for example, you can see here Soul Heritage. I added 4 tasks, 1 for 1 KC, then 2, 3 and 5. Pretty much in line with Zuck, as this is an end game PVM boss. Then if we scroll up a little bit, we have the lunar chests for 150, 100 and 250 KC. Those are the only 2 bosses that were added, so 8 tasks in total that will be added as options for us. Then we also have 4 quests, of which At First Light is 1, and there's 3 others a little bit lower on. So that's 4 tasks added as well. And then one thing I actually missed, and thank you for the comment on that. The Architectural Alliance quest, or mini quest in this case, was deleted from the game with the update to the favor of Zeya. So this doesn't actually exist anymore, so we will lose a task when we delete this one. And then the big one. If we go to the map where we are checking all of the chunks, all of the landmass chunks, this is the current state. I already selected all of the chunks. The last chunk used to be 548, and when I went up to them, we are now at 588, which means 40 chunks have been added as landmass. So we were a little lucky that the part below was a lot of water. So it isn't all that bad, only 40 chunks. But you can see here there is still quite a few chunks that are still blacked out, which means that those will probably have landmass and those will not be water. I also counted these up and those would be 32 chunks. So in total, I think we will have 72 chunks that will be added just by adding the continent of Varlamore. But for now, that's 40 chunks up to 588. The other 32 will be for part 2, which will be in a couple of months when they release that. So our goal has been pushed further a little bit again. We did get a couple of nice few tasks that we can complete now as well when we reach the Varlamore continent. So all in all, more things for us to do, but the continent of Varlamore is also very, very far away for us. So no time to actually think about what can happen. It's all for the future when we get there. And let's just complete our quest that we just completed instead. We have completed the Defender of Varrock. That will be our 102nd quest if we complete it over here. And now we should see everything change. So we are now up to 174 quests, up from 170. The one mini quest has been removed back to 18 in total. Then the bosses went up as well to 244. And the amount of chunks we need to unlock is now 588, of which we have now unlocked 314. Then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was just this little piece of land just above Rance's cave. Doesn't really change much for us, but it's one less chunk that we can unlock now. As you can see here, the continent of Varlamore is still pretty far away from the pieces we have unlocked, and we still have a lot of this to unlock as well. So I can't really imagine that we will get there in the near future. This together with Kurend will probably be the last things we will unlock. So then let's see. We have completed another task, which means we can pick another chunk. So let's see which it is going to be. Let's pick a chunk. Oh, we have officially gotten all of the chunks in Mauritania. The last part of Sleep has been unlocked. It doesn't really unlock anything for us to do, as we pretty much had everything unlocked that was useful. There's nothing really here, I think, that we need. The reason I was so adamant in getting this zombie axe is because it's a very good crash weapon, and I want to use it at Vetian. At Calvarian this would have been a great idea as well, but with the change that we cannot access these anymore without the medium wilderness diary, we pretty much cannot do this anymore, so we will have to go a bit further on to Vetian's Rest. In this setup, we pretty much do not have anything to worry about. We only risk like 50k, we keep all of the important items, We have enough rune boots in the bank. These adamant gloves we can just buy back. Salve amulet we can just make more. And for the rest, I have a very simple setup here with some super attack and strength, some super restores, some bind spells or entangle spells if a PKer gets onto us. And then the worst thing of all here is that we have a Slayer ring, which would teleport us back from level 30 wilderness. It's not ideal, but I don't want to bring a glory which we then risk. The reason I also want to do Vetien is because there are just so many good drops he has. We still do not have the Dragon Pickaxe after completing the full 250 KC at the Chaos Elemental. And then except for those drops, there's the log that we currently have for Vetien and Calvarian. We have 3 KC, which we did in a group. We would need 47 more to get to the 50 KC mark. If we then also look at the combat achievements, we have none completed, which are just KC milestones. So 10 KC and 20, which we will complete, but we will not get to the next combat achievement task. But let's do the Vetien task first. We need 47 kills. This might not be the best timing to do this, as this is Sunday evening, but we'll see how bad it is. Maybe we'll just wait until tomorrow, when things are a little bit more quiet in the wilderness. Well, there's the first kill, and we only had to do one phase as it was already phased, so I guess there was a lot of PKers here. But we got Mortmire Fungus, and I'm going to bang that immediately because that's so good for the account. I'm probably going to bank a lot while doing this. And there's kill number 9 of Vetien, together with the 1 we have. Okay, with Calvarian, that makes 10 for Vetien Adept, and we get a Dragon two-hander sword. Really good, actually, to get the super restores, not the Dragon two-handers. We have enough of those. But yeah, this is going fairly smoothly. We've seen a lot of PKers on the main account who is scouting, but none has gotten us yet. We had to run away for a couple of times, but yeah, that's pretty much what we expected. Oh, that kind of threw me off. And there's a PKer. So let's just run out. But that's the veteran, because we get 19 kills at Vetien plus the 1 we have at Calvarian. So we have 20 in total for the last combat achievement. I really thought we were getting something, but it was just some super restores. This is going pretty well. This is Monday now. It's a lot more quiet than yesterday, so this is going much smoother than it was. But we still have 31 kills to go, so this might take a bit longer than I imagined it was going to be. Well, that's why we have the main on the top as a camera. Otherwise, we would have died there pretty quickly, I guess. Kill number 28. First PK that actually came in to try to kill us, that actually got that close. Well, I guess the wilderness is just too active right now. Like, wow. I was running away, I saw another PKer go in, so that's kind of annoying. 28 KC, I guess the rest will be for tomorrow. Well, that was gonna be our last kill, but it got interrupted. Let's try again, I guess. But this is going quite alright right about now. I think the PKers are just logging in and they go after my main account that is scouting again. Quite funny to see them do that. God damn it, there were 2 PKers. right there and they didn't come in. And there goes Vetien number 50 for some blood runes and some ranging potions. 50kc Vetien completed. Did take a little longer than I expected it would take. Let me log out to get rid of the poison. And then on the counter we have 48 Vetien kills, because 2 of them I actually had to run away because there were PKers and had to leave the drop on the ground while someone else finished the kill. So I think that were some chaos runes and some mystic battle staffs or mystic water staffs. Nothing all that important. We did have 6 mil, which is really nice. It's a really good boss to solo, except for the PKers of course. But for the rest, we've gotten our first Sandfuse serums. This will come in handy if we do Nightmare, for example, and we can't make them yet, so really nice to get those. Some Snapdragons for some Varlamore experience, some Death Runes for magic, Super Restore, 657 Mortmire Fungus is just amazing for Varlamore. I think it's probably faster to kill Vetien than to collect them manually. Then just some normal drops, 400 oak planks, just great in general. Another 100 wines of Zami, which is also very, very good for Varlamore. But yeah, 50kc Vetien completed. That's another KC task completed. So let's go back to our dashboard. Completed over there, and let's pick another chunk. 3 eventful evenings later, and we have killed another few Vetien. This will be 50 Vetien KC completed, our 47th boss task, and our 315th landmass chunk unlocked now. And then back to our map. The last chunk we unlocked was the Rest of Sleep, which completed the Mauritanian continent. And that pretty much gives us 71 chunks left to unlock instead of 72 with that one. So I kind of like our odds in getting something interesting. But let's see what the chunk picker is going to give us. Let's pick a chunk. Oh. Ooh. This is a very interesting one, and I kind of liked having this before we did Vetien, because with the slayering we each time had to go to the Slayer Tower, which is quite far from a bank, and so I pretty much used the minigame teleport to get to Ferox again. But now this is another place we can teleport to, and the bank is really, really close. But yeah, that's Neve unlocked. That's also Terror Birds unlocked. I think we are missing one more, and that's Basilisks. If we unlock this one sometime, hopefully in the near future, as this has been unlockable for a long time. But then we have all of the monsters which we need the bones for the Rag and Bone Man quest part 2. And there's also a quest down here with Brimstale, I think. There's a couple of clue steps as well. I'll have to check maybe if we can do a diary now. There was definitely something I was holding out of doing because we didn't have this chunk. But yeah, full 3 gnome strongholds unlocked right now, which is quite good, I'd say. And with that interesting chunk, we have reached the end of the episode. Our goal of unlocking all of the landmass in Gielinor has become a bit harder now, as Varlamore has added 40 chunks, and that's not even everything yet. We have been making some solid progress though, so eventually we'll definitely reach our goal 1 chunk at a time. Next episode, we'll explore our newest chunk to see what it all unlocks. So until then, have a great day and see you all next time.